Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Signal here and welcome back to our video. So we got some updates on the new Dark Metal team and especially the Robin King. And this is from official sources because if we scroll up we can see that I am currently on the DC support chat where they got in just a mobile and some guides where they try to explain the team synergies. And while those guides are not really that helpful and that are here just for the sake of being here, they posted this guide on the metal team kind of ahead of time before giving out any other information about King Robin. So first of all, we have the confirmation that King Robin is going to be a legendary character, and also he's going to be an agility character. The agility class was kind of expected. It was either that or meta-human, I think, for him, though agility seems more fitting, and yet again, I'm still speculating he will have the Batman Catwoman AI. Now, as we get into the two things mentioned over here, actually three things mentioned over here, you need to understand that in this guide, as it seems, the things over here are just mentioned in the extent of the team synergies. He might have some other tools at his disposal that do not interact with the team, and because of that, they are not mentioned here. I'm only gonna talk about what's here because that's the only thing I have at my disposal. First of all, I want to read this thing about the Mel team. This is a bit weird. It says that Baton John and Battle Class will activate their ultimate abilities simultaneously when the level of crisis reaches the maximum. And by their ultimate abilities, they don't necessarily mean the super move. They mean the abilities that kind of transform them, their crisis transformation, let's say. Battle Underground floods the field with water and deals tons of damage, and Battle Collapse gets a bit of attack boost and starts dealing percentage hull damage on hits. Yes, you do already know those things, but it's only about them too, having this ultimate ability trigger. Might have been just left here like this by mistake, or King Robin does not have any ability that activates when the maximum crisis energy is reached. It could be either of them, but it would be kind of sad to not have an activation ability for Robin King because you get used to it. You get all the purple energy up, Baton Laughs does something, Baton Drown does something, it's all cool, why can't he be cool himself in that way? It would be kind of cringy if he doesn't have that, but again, it's just speculation. They might have just forgotten to update this, and they had only those two previously in the guides. I don't know. But yeah, back to this. Usually, people get mad when something's agility because there's a lot of good characters that are gold and agility, and you have to convert precious CA shards. Well, good news, guys, is legendary, so you don't have to worry about him being agility anymore. You can't convert shards for him either way. But now getting into the ability side of things, the fact that his agility is kind of irrelevant for the most part. It will be just the random class advantage or disadvantage that doesn't affect you that much. And yeah, previously people were like, oh, he's not a might character, he won't synergize well with Shazam, but this was like 3 years ago, so it doesn't matter anymore. Class is irrelevant. Now, onto his passives. Victim. Robin King's successful specials applied the victim a debuff on the opponent. Disabling critical attack immunity, critical attack resistance. Well, not really I need to disable both. I mean, I guess you need to disable them separately because they're two separate things. But yeah, he removes any form of crit resistance by applying this debuff with his specials. Keep in mind, this says it's a debuff. They tried to make the distinction clear with Zatanna, so debuffs, in theory, if they stick to what they're claiming with their goddamn characters, the fact that it's a debuff and not a negative effect means that it's gonna have an infinite duration. You apply it once, it's gonna stay there. Like the cripple negative effects that Batman has, Batman Laughs, I think those are also infinite. Though nobody really uses them that much in soul raids, but yeah, this might be something that's infinite, that does not need constant resetting. Successful basics and swipes of Dark Maul characters against opponents with victim debuff produce crisis energy. So basically you tag this man in, you get this debuff that hopefully is infinite, and now when you hit the target, you're going to generate crisis energy much, much faster. So this might be good for Battle on the Ground, because if you're not choosing to use Battle Laughs in the same team with him, she struggles a bit power generating, so this might be the boost that she needs. It's cool, though they didn't really struggle with Crisis Energy even before. We'll see how this transitions. You might be able to get such crazy results that you stay permanently in Christ Synergy form, though you can still kind of do that already with Devil Laughs. I'm not sure if we really need more Christ Energy, but the crit chance and crit resistance immunities are great. Manic Appetite. Players team successful basic hits and swipes against the opponent with victim debuff. Apply a stack of Manic Appetite, increasing the team's crit damage and crit chance. Stack counts begin to decrease after some time. This is very interesting with stat counts begin to decrease after some time, because it might be something, actually it might not, it might be something that we haven't seen in the game, because though I'm sure we've seen it somewhere where you get a constant decrease in stacks, though I'm not sure where exactly, because like Batman Ninja Team applies lethal attack damage stacks, those don't decrease gradually, they just expire. Each one of them is a separate entity. While this might be something that constantly stacks, like the Black Manta passive, and then when it goes down, it rapidly goes down, but one at a time or something like that. Or it just might be separate buffs that you get, like the Bat Ninja Team lethal attack damage works. Again, we'll have to see this in action, but let me know in the comments what you think about this specifically. Robin King gets additional stacks for each metal teammate in battle. So Robin King is going to be better at getting those stacks, and with crit chance and crit damage, it might or might not go over the cap. It most likely will go over the cap that you can get, like above 300% crit damage and above 75% crit chance. If it doesn't go above, it doesn't really make a difference, because just put crit chance and crit damage on your build. It depends to what point they can go up. Is the 500% crit damage the cap? Or is it just how much Dark Metal cards can get you to? If you use Dark Metal cards plus this passive, can you go higher than 500%? Those are questions that we'll only get to see whenever we get to play the team hands-on, basically. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. Again, as I said, the problem is Batman John doesn't really need that much help in the first place. But if King Robin can stack those more efficiently, and if that means they're better on him, we might see a team where we have King Robin plus Batman Lapse, and he is the damage dealer. Fog of Carnage. When the level of Crisis Energy reaches maximum, King Robin summons a Fog of Carnage. Oh, he has a transformation ability. They just forgot to update this thing. Summons the Fog of Carnage, which blocks opponent's specials and gives a chance for teammates to do unblockable attacks. This is yet again interesting enough. This doesn't directly boost your damage in any way, but the opponent not being able to do specials and you having unblockable attacks is great. Kind of counterproductive to have like both of them if the unblockable will eventually reach maximum potential, because if you don't get 100% unblockable attacks, then it's not that much of a point in trying to rely on them, because they're going to be very unreliable. But it's something that might be very useful when you get him to that 100% mark, because at that point Batman the Drowned will essentially have the easiness of using God Killer on her without having to actually use God Killer, because now you use God Killer to constantly disable the block of the enemy, having a nice infinite combo over there. This might give you the chance to put a different artifact on Batman the Drowned that gives her more damage, like Dark Metal cards or Crown of Conduct, but still be able to lock the enemy into an infinite combo. So this is yet again pretty interesting. And then they go over the abilities of the other two characters, which are not nothing new, everything we know. And then it goes out to the classic theme. But yeah, back to the point here. He seems interesting, but a lot of those things that we're able to see over here kind of need in-game confirmation to see how they exactly work, because those things can be very misleading, and they have been known in the past to title things wrong. Like the Vixen giving you damage, and they're like, oh, our bad, guys, she only gives you attack, not damage. Hold on a second. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!